Internet users aged 15 and above reported encountering harmful content online in 2024. In our country, Malaysia, one survey shows that around 33% of our young people reported being victims of online bullying. These figures are more than harmless. There are signals that our existing safety nets are being stretched thin. Artificial intelligence (AI) now enable predictors to clone voices, including embracing roti gardenia, create deepfake images, manipulate children's identities, and all this from behind the screen without ever being in the same room. In Malaysia, the daily reality is tough. The Communication and Multimedia Commissions recorded more than 11,000 cyberbullying complaints in 2024, an average of 30 cases per day. And while national statistics vary, in the ASEAN region, the lack of awareness and data remains a major challenge. Many parents, educators, and policymakers still lack the full picture of what children face online, and cross-border harms continue to complicate enforcement. Ladies and gentlemen, at the heart of all these numbers are children's. Our children. Their safety, dignity, and emotional well-being depend on the decisions we choose to make today. Malaysia holds to one clear principle. We must protect children without limiting their potential. We do not want to disconnect them from technology, but we want to empower them to use it safely and confidently. A child must be free to learn, yes. They must be free also to explore, to imagine, but free safely, not free to be exploited.
Pasal survival, kesejahteraan kehidupan dalam hidup. Survival, we also talk about protection dan juga development, dan another development, survival, keselamatan, safety. So that's among the four policy objectives yang dia punya our strategic priorities tu banyak 16. Maybe if you all really need that, but it is just too long. Bolehlah minta kepada kita punya, we can provide for you all. So this is it's a very long strategic objectives, and we also have the action plan that comes along with the strategic objectives.
Protection.
Plan of action, ya. Ini semuanya selari dengan our CRC, Convention on the Rights of Children, yang kita juga ratify 1995 in February 2025. So whatever that we do for this has to be we have to synchronize with the CRC. Okay, ada lagi?
Yeah, for the media, please raise your hand and tell your name and your media house, please. Question?
Terima kasih. Tindakan ini juga ada meletakkan mengenai isu buli juga memandangkan dalam tempoh 3 tahun ini.
Memang ada. Di antaranya. So that's why this particular, especially our program here for today, it has to include especially the latest issues. We have in our program itu supaya kita dapat tahu the topics that they are going to cover, mainly to make sure that the topics that we are introducing to the audience will cover based on the latest issues termasuk bullying especially, physical and also cyber, especially online. That's why we are doing this to make sure that whatever that we do, it is not just within the country. That's why the regional plan of action is very important. We work together with ASEAN and also the other countries. Australia is also one of those that have been supporting us, and also UN, UNICEF with us. So this is because we find that whatever happens in countries, it can happen within the whole region. So therefore, the community, the government, the NGOs, the communities, parents especially also required to be very work closely among each other, so we can cater for, we can tackle this among our government, and also and also the private sector. Okay.
Apa pandangan Dato' Sri mengenai RUU anti-bullying bawah 18 tahun yang bakal diperkenalkan?
Yeah, actually that one is very good because it is something that kita quickly act on it. Although belum lagi dibentang di Parlimen, insyaAllah by before end of the session we will bentangkan ada the bahagian undang-undang, but it is to cover most of the cases that have been faced by the country, especially among the children. Kita nak bantu kanak-kanak dan juga parents lah untuk so that they are able to get them to be involved as well, so that they know what their responsibilities are on matters involving bullying, and they have to understand what bullying is all about. Because otherwise there is no definition on bullying in any of the law. So now they have to work on it. Then also they will be having tribunal as well, just like what we had in our tribunal anti-gangguan sexual. They will do the same. So this will be coming up very soon by YB Dato.
Okay, maybe from other media, question?
Wabi, Hafiz daripada Britania. Wabi, sebentar tadi UNICEF ada dedahkan 125 kali ganda mengenai pelaporan seksual di online. So jumlah 100,000 di Malaysia tu adalah jumlah yang beberapa tahun lepas. So angka terbaru untuk di Malaysia maybe tahun ni ada?
Actually, all those figures kalau kita dah dapat, it has to be from PDRM. Kita we have not got the figure yet. Whatever figure data semua ni, we have to get through the PDRM. Kalau dah reported and also action taken, then only we can get it. Otherwise, we won't be able to get it. So data must be from the.
So dia jumlah dia dipercayai meningkat tu macam mana Wabi? Disebabkan kenyataan yang UNICEF sendiri?
Ya, dia dipercayai meningkat. Mungkin nombor satu ada kesedaran orang, jadi laporan itu ada. Nombor dua adalah kerana mungkin it's true because of the opportunity that whoever is doing it, through especially the predator, peluang itu ada disebabkan oleh situasi pada masa kini, especially yang online punya activities. Ada juga yang yang they feel good about it because there is some of the children, especially involving children, some of the children they get excited, so they are more involved in it. That's why predators we need to really have to go after the predators.
Wabi, dia meningkatkan secara membimbangkan tu macam mana Wabi? Peningkatan tu membimbangkan?
Memang membimbangkan kerana dia dipakiri because ada juga parents tidak menyedari, especially parents yang sibuk juga bekerja ataupun tidak tahu mengenai online effects ini. Dan ada juga even dekat sekolah, teachers having their own duty, so they do not know about apa yang berlaku, yang mana especially the updated, the up to date kind of activities yang berlaku online. Sebab itu kita bekerjasama lah di kalangan di kalangan bukan saja di kalangan kita dalam kerajaan, juga ada family itu perlu mempunyai kesedaran sendiri dan juga dari segi community serta teachers is very important. So kita baru dapat mendengar apa yang berlaku sebelum ni, menunjukkan barangkali cikgu-cikgu perlu juga diberi maklumat terkini. We need to give them an updated kind of information. This one, seminar seperti ini is very important supaya semua pihak yang terlibat akan tahu. Dan kita ada hari ini kita ada students from university even. Jadi kita nak mereka ni, especially mereka yang terlibat dalam mungkin courses yang berkaitan, boleh membayangkan dan juga satu membayangkan mereka boleh belajar juga apa yang terkini berlaku di negara-negara lain. Ya.
Shukri, satu
Okay, last question. Sorry,
mengenai
sir.
yang sama, Dato' Shukri.
Sorry, sir. We move on to other media, please.
Mengenai dasar akta kesalahan kanak-kanak yang I think dalam 2 tahun lepas digubal kan. So maybe ada penambahbaikan disebabkan laporan terbaru daripada UNICEF.
Betul, ada penambahbaikan sebab itu kita buat yang baru ni. Kita ada penambahbaikan satu sekali dari segi mereka terlibat cakap mengenai kanak-kanak dan juga siapa di kalangan target population kita, kanak-kanak dan juga adolescent dan juga youth. Jadi ini perlu ditangani oleh kita. Lagipun kalau kita melihat daripada data, kita ada youth 15 hingga 24 tahun, mereka dikira macam high risk because ada 40 to 16% not in education, employment ataupun training. Ini yang kita dapatilah. Ini yang boleh menjadi kesan kepada apa yang kita lakukan pada hari ini. We need to be very careful, and then we also need you people punya support juga. Kalau ada maklumat, you can share with us supaya kita dapat. Kita cuba membantulah, not just kami, kementerian-kementerian yang berkaitan. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, YB. We can have 2 more questions
Good
from
morning.
other
My name
media.
is Lohit from Millennial. I want to ask Mr. Robert something. Why is child protection such a major focus for ASEAN? And how is UNICEF supporting ASEAN and Malaysia through this forum?
I think clearly it's a very important issue, and it's an important issue for ASEAN because it's an issue that spans all different countries. I think as we heard from the Deputy Prime Minister, there's no visa or no immigration or no boundary that basically prevents this from happening from one country to the other. So we want to address the issue of online child protection. We need to be able to do it in a collective area, and that involves all of the 11 ASEAN countries that are involved. The second point is that we've seen from the statistics that the rates of online child exploitation are enormous, and we're getting to a number right now where probably by the end of this year we'll be close to 1 million different cases globally. And the numbers that are happening also in ASEAN, which is a very digitized area, are also going to be accelerating very quickly. To be able to address this, we're going to have to do it in a collective fashion, and that involves collectively in terms of cross countries, including all of the different ASEAN countries, but also in terms of looking at a whole of society approach. And again, this was mentioned in both YB Nancy Shukri's speech and also in terms of the Deputy Prime Minister's speech, that it requires governments, it requires civil society, it requires the private sector, involves parents and young people themselves to be engaged in this as we move forward. It's not something that we can respond to. We actually have to be preemptive and proactive in addressing it right from the beginning.
Okay, thank you, Robert, for the answer.
The aims of the policy is to ensure a holistic and safe and also nurturing environment where all children can reach their full potential through cooperation among government agencies, private sectors, NGOs, communities, and parents and guardians, and also children themselves. And we need to empower the children as well, because in the digital world, kita tak boleh nak menidakkan hak ini kepada mereka. That's why we say they need to be participative, mengambil bahagian. But how do we involve them is by empowering them, but making sure that they are doing the right thing and make sure it is safe. Jadi sebab itu kita tidak dapat menidakkan hak kanak-kanak ini untuk mengetahui what is the latest development among the digital matters online. So we need to give them that opportunity. That's why kita kata they must participate as well. Jadi ruang itu kita beri supaya, tapi dengan selamatnya kita perlu dapat manage and control them. So that's I think penghujungnya.
Our screen time was mostly limited and purposeful. We used the internet to search for information via Chrome and Firefox. Play simple games via our BlackBerry phones, keyboard, and message friends via SMS. But today, the rise of the smartphones and an increase of highly visible even in my own community. The immediate response and accessibility of social media and even chatbots are the key factors of
use. 83% of them own at least one device, but 17% of them connect online only through shared mobile device, mobile phones, tablets, laptops, and desktops. So here, you can see on the slide projected the question 8. So right after understanding their profiles, we asked them, at what age do you think children should be allowed to sign up or have their own social media accounts? So you can see that age 13 is leading, and then we have below age 13. But you can see also the diverse answers from 14 to 18. And here I would like to highlight the limitations of the study, that it's a quick online survey. And then it's the first question. So we tried to deep dive and help children develop their views on this in a quick way. We posed a question we posed them a scenario, like for questions number 10 to 15, let's have a sample scenario. Their government decided today that only 16 years old and above should have their own social media accounts. They said that they made this decision